Here's a segment from a recent Gun Talk radio episode. You can listen to all the Gun Talk radio podcasts however you tune in, or check out guntalk.com for more. We're at the SHOT Show. I'm Tom Gresham. This is Gun Talk, called Gun Talk Radio because it's radio about, well, you got it. We talk about guns. Having a bunch of fun. This is a recorded show. We did this live to tape, we call it, although nobody's using tape anymore, at the SHOT Show in Vegas. Having a bunch of fun and kind of talking to some of the folks who are introducing new products, cool things. At SHOT Show, you get everything. You get guns, you get ammo, you get accessories, you get clothing, everything from concealed carry and self-defense to hunting stuff to who knows what. You never know what's going to show up around here. So toward that end, we got a couple of our buddies. If Corey wanders over here and puts on a headset, figure it all out here. We'll see if that's going to work out. We got Jarrod Grove. We got Corey Beaudreau. Mr. Beaudreau.
Good morning, gents.
How are you, sir?
Well, my feet are worn out.
This is the first time you're taller than me ever.
I know. For those of you who don't know how tall Box is, he's about 7'4", roughly 7'8", maybe. So yeah.
So Box, who became famous in the Gun Talk Christmas movie.
Yeah, that cameo turned into quite the appearance.
Yeah, I didn't realize you were actually doing an autograph session. I got in line, but I couldn't wait that long.
Yeah, it was pretty.
You're kind of a big deal now.
Yeah. Hollywood hasn't called yet. I don't think they're ready for something as edgy as me. So pro 2A.
Yeah, it's very very on the right side of things, huh?
Yeah, exactly right. So, all right. First of all, Corey, Smith Wesson, we're at the booth here at Smith Wesson booth. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you letting us hang out here.
This was made for you, actually, Tom. As far as I remember, they said they wanted a podcasting area, and I said, I know a guy who could do something even better. We'll be live on the radio, and here we are.
There you go. So I get to take this home with me.
Yeah, that's not. No.
Oh,
no, that wasn't
I misunderstood. Darn, son of a gun. So why do they call you Box?
Short for lunchbox.
Really?
Big guy, I don't know. I never took my lunch to school, but evidently.
Yeah, you just took everybody else's lunches.
There you go. Okay, we're doing selfies here while we're in the middle of doing the radio show, having a bunch of fun here.
All right, I wasn't trying to throw myself out like that, Tom, but thanks.
Yeah, there you go. So it's like, okay, I'm going to call you out no matter what you're doing. We're going to reveal everything here. So, all right, so you got, rumors are you have a lever action rifle.
So I've heard. That is correct. We did launch our model 1854. There's two versions out now. One is like a high-grade collector walnut stock edition. I think you and I took pictures of it.
I like that one, but I'm going to spray it with camo paint.
No. So then you need the other version, which is about half that price of that. So the model 1854, I think, is about $1,200. I don't have the spec sheet right in front of me, but it is worth every penny of it. 19-inch barrel, 9+1 capacity, 44 mag, pick rail, oversized lever loop. It's got the synthetic stock and fore end, and I'm going to shamelessly plug my first ever hunting trip. I plugged a buck at 160 yards with it, and it was just a dream. It is a very smooth cycling, awesome to operate.
That's the thing that got my attention. The first time I shot it, this thing is just smooth as butter. It's just sweet.
It's.
Now, are they all going to be like that?
Yeah.
I mean, you have
to be. That's kind of the.
These are not
promise.
Special ones you had at the show.
Nope. These are actually the first production models, and I did get a picture from our operations team. The first pallet of them is on the way to the Tennessee facility right now. So the first pallet of guns.
So dealers can put in orders for them now.
Yep, it's live now to start ordering. As soon as I get mine, then everybody else can get theirs. I put my order in right after that hunt. I was like, I need this gun.
I need this.
Sure. Not want, I need.
Well, you know what it also is that 50-state solution to a gun you can keep in your vehicle and drive around with.
Yep.
Because people don't get so wrapped around the axle about a lever action rifle.
Yeah, but it was plenty lethal on that buck, I tell you what.
I guess.
No.
And then, like I say, if you could get you some 44 special ammo,
and suppress it, because it is threaded too. So it's that weird Sammy spec for 44 mag. I forget off the top of my head, but if you get an adapter, you can run.
When we were shooting those, you had a weird load for that I had not seen before. A 400 grain bullet.
It was the subsonic
44 Magnum load. A little smoky. I don't know what they're using in there. But man, you could shoot the regular loads and then shoot that and really tell the difference. It was really something.
It was, and again, it was an indoor range, so that might have been part of the smoke. But it grouped pretty well. It was just a little bit lower than the original shots, but it still was. Totally
suppressed with.
Oh yeah,
on hogs would be so fun.
Oh, so our marketing team did like a content capture. They all went out hog hunting, and there were two other females that worked with us who'd never gone hunting before, and they did their first hog hunt, and they were. Alexa, the one who's in the booth there, she is lethal. Like, she took like 100-yard shot on a hog, and Jerry was like, damn. It was freehand, too. That was the
shoot offhand?
Yeah.
Holy cow.
She just ripped it.
Now she's a killer.
Yeah, I call her the American sniper.
Well, that's like when my granddaughter went out and killed her first deer, and next year I said, do you want to go hunt? She said, yeah, I'm going to hunt. I said, well, what do you want to hunt this year? She says, anything.
All of it.
I want to kill everything. Okay, that'll work.
They got the bug.
All right, so Jarrod Grove, box. Tell them about AOB. What is that?
American Outdoor Brands. So we have a umbrella of 22 brands underneath the American Outdoor Brands banner. Mostly shooting, anything from shooting, hunting, fishing, camping.
Tell them some of the names that people would recognize.
So the big names: Caldwell Shooting.
Sure.
Shameless plug. That's one of my brands. Frankfurt Arsenal Reloading, Bog Hunting, Crimson Trace is a big one for your lasers,
Crimson
sights, and scopes.
And for those, there are people who might know or may not know that Smith Wesson and AOB were together.
Yeah, we had a marriage, and we broke up.
Didn't go well.
But you know what?
We're amicable.
We're amicable. Yeah,
that's right. Where did the kids stay though?
We didn't have kids. Thank God. Luckily we didn't have kids.
They moved out finally.
Yeah, I let Box keep the house in the divorce. And
I'm still in Columbia.
He's still in Columbia, and he has a beautiful house, and we have nothing but best wishes for them. We always want them to do well. He tolerates my guns occasionally, but yeah.
So I hear you have a chronograph.
I did. I actually brought one with
that's
me,
it right there.
And it is a radar chronograph, and there's been radar chronographs on the market.
Right.
But I'm pretty excited about this.
And there are other new ones this year.
Yep.
So tell us why we should pay attention to this.
What we got going on here is a let's see, it's popular enough that we're bringing people in from the streets here.
Yeah.
So in radar, traditionally what you've been seeing on the market is Doppler radar base. So Doppler is easy to use to set up to detect a bullet's speed.
Right.
The problem with it is it can't tell us the distance that speed was detected at.
Huh.
So there's ways that you can try to calculate, and it just adds up to. It's just not a very.
So this is not
way.
Doppler radar?
Nope. What we're using is chirp. So chirp can measure the velocity very accurately, but it also can measure the distance that it detected it at very accurately. And so, again, chronograph is the easiest term for this, but really this is more of a ballistic solution for a shooter. So the big thing is when you get to shooting, and you're shooting, and you guys can't see this on the radio.
He's holding it up here. Hold it closer to the microphone.
Listen to the screen.
I was like, wait, that's not going to work.
You're so smart, Corey.
You see your screen layout look for chronograph is very similar. It has the velocity, your max, your average, your min.
Right.
And it'll show your standard deviation, your extreme spread, but it'll show a ballistic coefficient because
that's where I was going to go.
Because
if you can measure how far it is and how fast it is, and then measure how far it is and how fast it is,
right.
You can go BC from that.
Yep. We can calculate a true BC. We can calculate a true muzzle velocity because we can back calculate to the machine, and then what that's doing is helping the long range shooter when they're entering the data into their ballistics calculator.
Because if you get it wrong by 20 feet per second at 1,000 yards, that really messes you up.
Yeah, and your BCs aren't what the manufacturer of the bullet tells you their best intentions is great, but
no, they lie.
Yeah,
come on, let's just get it out
they're going
there.
They're going to make it.
Let's
look
call them out by name. They're going
to make it look as good as it's like published horsepower, right?
It's like putting your picture, on social media.
You want to take the best angle. But that's not real world. So this is giving you a real world ballistic coefficient. The other thing, Tom, I saw in testing, and this was kind of eye-opening to me because I went to the engineer and I was like, hey, I think something's wrong with your calculation because I'm seeing a lower BC every now and then, and I don't understand because my velocity things seem the same.
Okay.
And he said, well, that means that the drag is changing on your bullet. So you're doing something to the bullet. And I was like, oh, well.
Atmosphere.
I was shooting that on my AR-10. And those aren't the most gentle things on loading, and it was as far as I could tell, it was catching on a feed ramp or something going in and
damaging the bullet.
And I was shooting a polymer tip bullet too, which probably wasn't the greatest thing, but it would detect that.
Wow.
And I was like, oh, and so then that got me thinking. I was like, when I started reloading, I damaged a lot of bullets by not chamfering, deburring the brass properly, and you get little pieces of copper coming off. You're like, well, man,
it actually makes a difference.
Yeah. So you're like,
I'm going to totally interrupt you. When you said we calculate out and you're able to calculate, it's not you're sitting there and doing the math. This machine's doing it all for you.
That machine shows it right.
So you don't have to.
You fire the shot and it tells you the BC.
It's going to give you, but I'm looking at the screen now and it does that all for. I was thinking, okay, it's going to give me the data and I'm going to have to calculate, but this is all right here on the screen,
right there.
Which is no offense, I would love to get in long range shooting, but the math and all I'm not the smartest, as Thomas pointed out, smartest tool in the shed. So this takes all that kind of out of it.
Yeah.
This is wild.
We're making it even better.
I'm so sorry that you lost this at the show and it disappeared.
Yeah, that's a bummer.
It just went into Corey's bag. It's just amazing. So what's this thing cost?
$4.99.
What?
$4.99.
$499.
Yeah, but I would pay that just to not have to do math.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Right. Because math is hard. It's just simple as that.
Yeah, and I mean the advantage of the radar chronograph, it sits next to the bench, next to the shooter, so no more going down range.
Don't have to shut down the line.
Shooting at it.
Look, you haven't had fun until you shot your screens on your chronograph, right?
And Caldwell sells the light sensor chronographs, and if I sell you one, I'll sell you another one because you're going to shoot
You're going to shoot. Anything downrange gets shot. It's a basic rule. Yeah. Exactly right. I'm just looking at this chronograph and going, that's a whole lot more than I expected. And it's because it's not Doppler radar. And we're so used to saying that, we actually just say that like that's what it has to be. It has to be Doppler radar.
Yeah. Well, your weatherman uses Doppler, and you see how accurate they are.
Yeah, well, it's like
we wanted something better. So
it's either going to rain or it's not, right? It's what you get. Okay. Yeah. So, all right. So, when is this out? Is it available right now?
No, we announced it here, but we will be shipping it in April.
But this one's mine, though, right? So.
That one got lost. I don't know what happened to it.
Yeah.
So, what do you call this thing anyway?
It's called the VelociRadar.
The Velociraptor radar.
VelociRadar. That's actually really good.
Now, okay, for those who can't see, I'm just going to say it because everybody's talking about the Garmin chronograph. This is not like GoPro size, little bitty guy like the Garmin. It's also less expensive. It's bigger and it does more. And that's the real critical thing is that, I mean, when you start talking, the minute you start talking, I thought, this thing can calculate BC real time on a real bullet from its flight and the BC based on... It's not a camera. It's not you don't shoot a selfie with that, Corey.
I'm sorry.
Corey might get on a no-fly list for the.
I'm so glad this is radio and not film.
He's like trying to see himself in the chronograph radar.
Our engineering team and stuff. If they have something that they want to test and see if they can break it, they give it to me. So I was just seeing if I could.
You'd be the good tester.
Are you the trunk monkey that can break anything?
Essentially. Yeah. I mean, I'm really good at doing the weird stuff that breaks it.
You brought up a good point. Like the Garmin unit is really small.
Right.
But it's only trying to catch a bullet somewhere between the muzzle and 20 yards.
Okay.
Again, it doesn't know where it detected it at. It just knows that it detected.
Right.
So we had to use a bigger board and a bigger antenna array to be able to track that bullet all the way down to 100 yards.
Sure.
So that's what it takes size-wise. So when I would say ours is the size of a notebook that's
call
maybe
it a
half thick.
Full-size iPad size and thicker.
Yep.
But it comes with a tripod.
Comes with the tripod included.
Just set it on the bench, turn it on, start shooting.
Rechargeable battery inside. It'll run all day.
Huh.
We've been running them all day here at the show.
I mean, I want to go back to the thing that we mentioned, and that it's critical if you're doing serious long-range shooting. You have to have these numbers. You have to have true good velocity readings, and you have to have good, honest BC readings. And the published BC on these bullets is not always accurate, sometimes by design and sometimes it's just the way it is, but also from lot to lot that can vary.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that'll vary that ballistic coefficient. And I mean, truly, like up till now, you get your velocity and you go off the manufacturers, and then what it takes is shooting multiple rounds at multiple distances and then going in and adjusting.
Yeah.
And some people make the mistake of trying to adjust a velocity, which that's not what's wrong. It kind of is wrong because of the ballistic coefficients saying that it's faster than what it really is at range. And so it's kind of an argument you get into, like, well, do I change the BC? Do I change the velocity? And this is just going to give you a truer starting point.
Okay. That's very cool. All right, so what else you got?
Well, with Caldwell, we came out with our Claymore. If you watch Gun Talk TV, Guns and Gear, who was on there a couple years ago, that was a huge
Claymore mine is always a good thing to have.
Yep,
I love
the Claymore target thrower, not mine.
Thing.
Our legal department wouldn't clear us.
We went a different way, didn't
mines.
we, Corey? That's just, I don't know.
But we came up with a better price point single clay thrower called the Claymore Solo. It's really cool. It still uses the step throw that the Claymore we innovated with.
It's a clay target thrower.
Yeah, $170. It automatically resets the arm, and you put it in.
And then you step on it, and it takes off. So
and then we came out with the Pull Pup, which is a handheld unit that you can aim, and it really becomes more of a game when you're shooting with your friends and family of tricking them so that they can hit your target. What's really fun is it has a clip, so you can turn the unit and aim it along the ground and make a standard clay run like a rabbit.
Oh, wow.
So you don't have to buy a rabbit.
So this is like duck hunt.
Machine. Yeah.
Like the old, remember Nintendo used to be able to control the ducks with the second controller and the other.
Yeah, there you go.
You're doing duck hunt.
Yep.
But with clay pitch. I hated that dog. Remember that dog would pop up and laugh?
Yeah.
You had a misspent youth, didn't you?
I mean, it's like an understatement of the century, I would say. But yeah.
So that's been big for us.
What about the stuff you sent me that was amazing that I loved? Speaking of long distance shooting, the LEDs that you put on.
Yeah, the flashbang.
The flashbangs.
Yeah, this is our second year with them. We had a huge success with them last year.
What is it?
It's a little hit indicator that velcros to a steel target, and it has green LED lights on it.
Okay.
And so when you hit the target, it flashes green, and I mean, it's bright. And you can ask our neighbors. I have a full-size IPSC that's blown up 2 times that has like 48 of them on it. They can tell you how bright it is. We've been blinding them out all day yesterday and today. So, you know.
But
making
I
friends.
mean, when you're sending long range stuff, though, it actually is a huge difference because sometimes you hit the steel and you're like, I think
I'm not sure if I hit it. Yeah,
you have this report from downrange that is like Clark Griswold's house just lit up on the top. It's super bright.
Wow.
Yeah. And it's been fun. And it adds another feedback to steel. Even if you can hear it, it's fun to see it light up. And it just kind of brings some entertainment, especially like I get a lot of stuff. I had a Boy Scout guy stop by, runs a Boy Scout range. He's like, "Oh, we put them on, and the kids love it." You know, but seeing even like some big manufacturer or industry ranges when they have a lot of people shooting at the same targets, being able to, you know, you're hearing the noise is pointless at that point, but you can kind of see.
That's fun.
Yeah.
You know, as I was going to say, a lot of the stuff you guys do makes it fun, makes it easier, makes it easy to do the reloading and all the rest of it. And Corey, I'm just going to say, you know, it's time for Smith Wesson to get back in the shotgun game, dude.
I just work here.
Yeah, I know. I thought I'd stir up some trouble.
Yeah, that one was wild. Yeah, I mean, we drop a lever gun and now it's like, oh, you got to go back to the shotgun.
Hey, that was yesterday, dude. Yeah. It's like, what have you done for us today?
Yeah, fair enough. I hear that more often than you know.